Cheltenham at Boylesports. Bring it on.
You're very welcome to Cheltenham on the fourth day of what's been a fabulous festival for the Irish. We're 14-7 up and hoping to get the Brett Boyd Cup sorted today, which shouldn't be a problem. We're joined by Niall Cronin, Leon Blanche and the man of the moment, Jamie Codd. Jamie, it's been some week for the Irish.
A great week for the Irish, Johnny. Didn't think we might have been as strong as that now at the early in the week, but God no, we've really got going over the last couple of days. You know, Willie's four-timer yesterday was superb, and no, it's been a great week.
And your own start to the festival was pretty mesmeric as well.
Yeah, no, Tuesday went only okay, and then just the two winners Wednesday was magic. Yeah, just, and especially for Gordon as well. He's he's a great supporter of mine, so it was really nice.
And tell us about Faina. You had a role in acquiring that horse in the first place.
Yeah, no, it's a great story. Like, she was bought here in December at our Tats Cheltenham sale here in December, and to be able to buy a festival winner 3 or 4 months later, it's fantastic. As you see here last night in the sales ring, there was plenty of lads looking for the dream again. So no, it was really good. And
honestly, did you think you had any chance, like 2 furlongs down, you had so many horses to pass?
I suppose no, just when I got out through the last hurdle, kind of that's when I thought, now the wings of the last hurdle there, just got a little smack into her and she started to accelerate, and I was there. Maybe when I turned in I thought I'd pass plenty of them, but I didn't think I'd pass them all.
And got a little smack into her. Did you get a little smack into last night, Leon?
No, Johnny, not like you. Your eyes look a bit ropey there, all right. I was home nice and early, about 11:30, but you're certainly flying the flag for the end of all week, drinking and singing. You're doing well.
Well, no, it was more last night. You know, we were professional up until last night, but it was a good day for the Irish, in fairness. 6-1 yesterday.
Well, we called it, didn't we? Yesterday here, we said it'd be Ruby Thursday.
And what did you actually make of, like, punting-wise, yesterday was good for us, I would have felt?
It was very good for us. It was certainly good for me, and I'm sure it was good for a lot of Irish people at home. The one result that saved us was, Harry getting beaten. He was in all the trebles, he was in the accumulators. Willie's treble was popular, the 3 short ones. There was no money on Nichols Canyon. He was an absolute skinner for the bookies, and anyone who tells you differently is not right. So, Harry getting beaten was very good. Tremendous day for Ireland to have 14 winners going into the final day. Our record was 12 months ago, 15 winners. I think we'll definitely beat it. We're 1-3 to beat it. We're 9-4 not to beat it. So we think it's going to happen, and I hope it does happen.
The Triumph Hurdle probably isn't one of our strongest races of the day. What do you make of it, Niall? A couple of strong JP McManus fancies in it.
Yeah, well, I think Gordon has made no secret how he felt that today was probably going to be the strongest day of the week. Obviously, he's making a fortune here. For me, I think definitely Decided is probably a class horse in the race, and he should show that today. You know what I mean? Harry let us down yesterday, but the Triumph Hurdle is often such a tricky little race. Maybe Master Blue Eyes is one of a small bit of each way value, but of all the races this week, it's probably not the one to be stacking up most on. But I think definitely Decided is the class horse in the race, and will probably just prove that. But the way Gordons are running, you certainly couldn't look too far beyond them, I suppose.
And in fairness to Jamie Codd, you've been very sweet on a couple of Gordon Elliott trained horses at the festival this week. One of them wasn't Mega Fortune.
No, I liked Mega Fortune now, to be honest. I've liked him all year. He's been running consistently well. And the last day in Leopardstown, I thought he was very good. Maybe a little bit of juice in the ground might help.
Is the ground a worry?
A little bit, but at the same time, I think the helter-skelter gallop that they go in the Triumph is going to suit this horse. He stays very, very well. Like, he's probably going to be a 2.5 mile horse next year. So I think the race is made for him. I'm not too concerned about the ground. It'll be fine. It's still a little bit dead out there.
What do you make of the Triumph? What's the money going on, Leon, so far?
Joseph O'Brien's horse has been popular, Land of Hope and Glory. I think the more drying out conditions will definitely suit him. He started the season extremely impressively. I think he won his first 3 or 4 races. Had a run last time in heavy ground just to get him spot on for today. I'd be taking on the favourite. The favourite hasn't encountered this ground yet. And this is a much, much stronger race than what he's faced so far. A little bit like the horse yesterday, you know what I mean, Harry? Although the favourite has done nothing wrong, Defi Desoy, this is a much stronger race. So at around about 9-4, I think bookmakers will try and get him beat in the first. Nicky Henderson has eulogised about Charlie Parks, even though he had a horrible fall at Kempton last time out. But Nicky really speaks highly about him. So I'd be looking at him or Land of Hope and Glory each way.
Yeah, the strongest word I've had all week in the press room is basically Charlie Parks, but the strongest word I had at any preview night was Det Duty, who'll be running the Albert Bartlett, and he'll be a strong Irish fancy. How good is Det Duty?
Dechu is very good. He's a very smart horse. There's no, he's a beautiful looking horse. He seems to jump well. My slight concern might be that the Albert Bartlett, it just ends up being a bit of a slog at times. But I think with the ground drying out, it's probably not going to end up like that this year. But he's Gordon's probably best runner of the week, and I think he'll be hard to beat.
And you say the ground might actually be a positive for him because he hasn't actually run on this ground before.
No, but he's a Shantou, and usually they appreciate a bit of nicer ground, so he won his point to point. Actually gave Derek O'Connor his 1,000 winner, so he won his point to point on a bit of okayish ground as well, so it's not going to inconvenience him.
What do you make of his prospects over fences later on?
Yeah, sure, that's where his future lies, really, isn't it? He's probably a Gold Cup horse in a couple of years' time, hopefully, and that's the way Gordon is going to be campaigning him,
What do you make of Det Duty Night? He's going to carry a hell of a lot of Irish confidence with Gordon having already 5 winners this week.
Yeah, look, he definitely looks to be the nap of the week. It's just the way those horses are running, they really are absolutely bombing, but that's no surprise. They've been doing it in Ireland all year. They've come here, they're doing the same. Det Duty is a real rock solid horse. Again, I was probably surprised he wasn't in the Neptune, but look, it's not going to turn into that big of a slog here with the ground the way it is, so it should be fine for him. He's going to be an exciting horse to go over fences. David Mullins fancies his chances on Monolith, and he wouldn't have an awful lot to find with Det Duty. Don't think he'll find it, but I think again he could be an each way play if people don't want to get stuck into Det Duty at the prices. But I think he'll back worse horses at his price than Det Duty throughout the year.
Would Augusta Kate have beaten Det Duty at Naas, do you think?
Look, it's one of those ones we'll never know because you just don't know what he's going to pull out. If a horse comes to him today, which you would expect in the competitive Grade 1, we'll see what he's going to pull out. But I think Jamie will know more about him than I will, but I say he's a horse that's going to keep finding. He has loads of class. The only thing is when Ruby, when Ruby's asked to go for a stick, he wouldn't leave too many behind him. He'd know what he has underneath him. So she has been the one that a lot of the Mullins camp have been talking about it, isn't she? Ruby has put her up saying she's a dark horse. Willie has said the same. I think David Casey may have said she's coming in under the radar. So there has whose opinions you want to be respecting.
Is Det Duty the type of horse that saves a bit for himself, Jamie?
No, not really. He's very straightforward. He takes Brian. He'll take Brian along quite nicely there. And
is he lazy or?
No, not lazy. No. He'd take him along nicely. I don't think he'll be out of his comfort zone at any stage of the race. I just hope it doesn't turn. It's 3 mile 1, isn't it? It's a good way around here, and he's only 6. So I just hope it doesn't turn into a real battle test. He's got a bit of class as well, this horse.
And is he the type of horse you'd want to take on with so much Irish confidence, I suppose, Leon, at this stage?
I don't know whether we'll be taking him on, Johnny, to be fair. If Gordon said that he was his best chance of a winner all week, as Niall alluded to earlier, and he's had 5 winners already, he's talked so highly about this horse. But the Albert Bartlett does have a bad record for favourites. That's the only word of caution. And with Augusta Kate, she's not an outsider now. She's second favourite at 6-1. So she hasn't really come under the radar that much. Holdstone has won here 3 times. He's been tough. But I think if I was having a bet today, I'm already on Det Duty, but I was having a bet today, I'd have to go Augusta Kate each way at 6-1 instead of backing Det Duty at 7-4. And with our cashback second or third to the starting price favourite, she'd be mad not to look for a little bit of value.
And that's a big offer from Boylesports. If you're second or third to the SB favourite up to 20 quid, you get your money back if you're second or third, which could be a big thing in the Albert Bartlett because Det Duty is that well fancied. Now the Gold Cup might be a little bit less straightforward. Niall, it's a race in which you could nearly make a case for any one of the 14 runners.
You could. I suppose the form of Colin Tizard's horses this week would concern you if you were a Native River or Q-Card fan.
And that's a big point as well. You're talking about the second and third favourite in the race.
Yeah, Fox Norton ran well, but other than that, I think he's all bar 2 of his runners I think have been zeros or P's, so that is a massive concern. Look, Q-Card is a wonderful horse. I'd love to own Q-Card. Everyone would love to own a horse like Q-Card. He won a champion bumper here at 4. He won a Grade 1 a few weeks ago at 11. But now, to say that was a proper quality Grade 1 would probably be pushing it a small bit. I think people are getting a small bit carried away. I think he's a terrible price. I don't think he can win. Jack Adam has the farm here. He's been here twice. He's still only an 8-year-old. He's not a 10 or 11-year-old coming back trying to win it for the third time. He's coming here. There's no Don Cossack. There's no Cooney Gray. There's no horse of their calibre here. And we saw what William Mullins is capable of doing here yesterday. People are writing him off very quickly on Tuesday, Wednesday, but the man is an absolute genius, and he's proved that for the last 10 years. I think Jack Adam is going to be the horse that helps Willie Mullins feel how heavy that Gold Cup is. He's a long time waiting. He's had 6 seconds, but I don't think he'll be waiting too long past 3:30 today.
And he's a very straightforward horse as well, like just jumps and travels.
Yeah, he is, and you have a couple of horses that are not straightforward, like Undasu and York Hill yesterday, and you see what Ruby's able to do. Like they are a match made in heaven, really, the two of them. Willie training them, Ruby riding them. And to think that Gordon could still beat him in the Irish Trainers Championship is incredible. But like when it comes to the big stage here, you have 4 winners here yesterday. A couple of them not straightforward. You could say that the mare wasn't too straightforward either. Let's Dance, the way he had to ride her. So like it's just incredible. And as you say, you have a straightforward horse here in the Gold Cup. I don't know. I don't know what will beat him. I don't think anything can beat him. I think Champagne West could run well if you put in a clear run around the jumping and maybe reward you at each way odds, but you don't need to go each way here. I think it's all in on Jack Adam.
And I think a lot of punters, Jamie, are going to back Jack Adam because Willie's had such a good third day, and just because of the fact that his form is rock solid going into the race.
Yeah, no, like I believe that if he runs the same race he did last year or even the year before that, he's there already, you know. Like he's only an 8-year-old. He had a bad preparation last year. Lads will forget that. Like he got a bad cut here back in January last year, and he had a rush kind of preparation. And listen, I don't think there's anything good enough to beat him in it. I think Outlander will run very well if he sneaks around there and he's there. If he's there, maybe 3 out, 2 out, he could maybe. He will stay, and I think he could be banged there and maybe more of that. I thought he ran well in Leopardstown the last day. He's a previous Stairs Hurdle winner, and I just think him maybe at a big price might just be there.
Yeah, more of that is an interesting horse as well, because you know if you basically go back to the best of his form and if he can put in a clear round, he might, you know, at Leopardstown he might have been thereabouts if he jumped the last day.
Yeah, no, Mark Walsh said no, he was only coming with his rattle, you know, and Mark Walsh is a very, very good judge in my opinion. Like he's form with any power and all that. Like he's a very good horse, and if he is back to himself, like 20 to 1, I think he is, Leon. Like, you know, he's a good each-way value for it.
And you're confident Outlander will stay the trip?
Yeah, I thought the last day, I wasn't sure when he went into the chase in Leopardstown the last day of Christmas, but from the back of the last, he was the one galloping at the line. He was putting more distance between him and the second horse. I thought that was a better trial than the last day when Sizing John won. I just thought it was a better test. I wouldn't be sure whether he'll actually stay. You know,
it's a big question for Sizing John.
It is a big question. You know, like massive question. It's an extra 2 furlongs, like 3 mile 2. It's a big question for him. No, I think Jack Adam will win. More of that, and hopefully Outlander there chasing him home.
A lot of confidence for Jack Adam from all 3 of us, actually, Leon. Is there any horse, like, I mean, you could definitely make a case for taking on the Tizard horses the way they've been running this week?
Yeah, well, Niall hit it spot on there. They just haven't been running well. Coming into the last day, Tizard doesn't have a winner, King doesn't have a winner, Nichols doesn't have a winner, John Joe doesn't have a winner. So I do like more of that. I thought it was a very good one at Leopardstown the last day. I don't know what Phil Smith was watching when he thought he was going to finish 4th or 5th. I don't know what race he was ever watching that day. But I thought if he had got over the last fence, I thought he would have been banged there. So I'm on Jack Adam, anti-post.
What price you get?
14s when he got beaten.
You got 14 to 1?
Yeah, when he got beaten in the Lexus, he was 14 to 1 with a competitor who I won't mention. So I think he's got a great chance. As Jamie said, he got a bad cut here in January. You must remember, he came here as a 6-year-old and finished second to Coney Gree, a 6-year-old.
And it's worth mentioning that 3 of the last 4 winners were 8-year-olds, and it's probably the right age for him to actually win the race.
I think today is going to be his day. Some people have said maybe the drying ground conditions won't suit him, but Willie has said the preparation has gone spot on the whole way, and he has the form. He's been here. It's 3 miles, 2.5 furlongs, and that half a furlong makes the difference here. And I definitely think he will stay. I think more of that will stay, and I wouldn't be surprised if Manella Rocco runs a big race here too. I think the Grand National is going to be his aim in Aintree, but I can see him running a big race. But I hope Jack Adam wins it. It'd be great.
If you're riding Jack Adam, Jamie, how would you ride him?
listen, I think he's very, very straightforward, as Niall was saying. I'd just pop him out there and let him roll along, to be honest, in the first 3 or 4 there, and use his jumping. He stays well. Like he's chased home Don Cossack and Coney. I don't think there's any of those horses in this race. They're all unknown. There's little bits about them. So I'd say Ruby will keep it very, very straightforward.
He may not be riding Jack Adam, but he is riding probably the Irish banker of the day and on the fridge. And somebody actually said to me, Niall, that Jamie could be top jockey before the festival. And when we left here on Wednesday, he actually had 2 winners and Ruby had none. Now things changed a bit since then, but he's had some festival.
I was quite worried, Johnny, to be honest, because I told a few people to back him at 66 to 1. And
I couldn't find him in the betting when I looked for him.
Yeah, well, you didn't look down far enough. But look, he'll tell you himself, he's very lucky to have a lot of good rides here, and probably touch wood, the best is still to come. I think it's probably a better Foxhunters than has been in the last couple of years. The horse is a year older, but it's obviously the caveat to that is that his run in Leopardstown the last day was probably his best prep run. It definitely was his best prep run, there's no doubt about that. And to be chasing home Foxrock the way he did is a fair level of form. If Foxrock was here today, he'd probably be odds on. So I think the form is there, it's rock solid. Kay's horse Wonderful Charm isn't without a chance. He was running in grade 1s a couple of seasons ago. He's a younger horse, but on the fringe has been here, done that. And the Bulger knows exactly what he has to do to get him here, and he seems to have him even in better nick than he had him before.
And if we went to any bar in Ireland today, there'd be a bit of a difference of opinion in the Gold Cup, Leon, but they're all going to be on the fringe.
I'd say they will, and I hope
for you, Jamie, no, but anyway.
Look, I hope for the man standing next to me, first of all, he gets back safe and the horse comes back safe, but to win 3 in a row would be amazing. I think Enda said last year he had to rush him to Cheltenham, then he went to Aintree, was mightily impressive, and then he went to Punchestown. So he is a year older, but he loves the place. It's a big bonus. He's got this man on his back, which is an even bigger bonus, and he will be the Irish banker. I think probably that duty and him, you can see lads doing doubles with them, but I think on the fringe come 4:10 there'll be plenty of points sunk by that time, and if that horse wins, bars, bookie shops, the roof will come off, and I hope it does for them.
The bad thing about him as well is that he's been on the go so long. He was a hunter chaser very early in his life, Jamie.
Yeah, no, like he started off in 100. I think he won the Champion Hunter Chase in Punchestown as a 5-year-old, which is remarkable. And he's 12 now. So yeah, he's been a hunter chaser all the way through. And no, he's a great horse. Very lucky to be riding him today. With Nina and Ted expecting their first child. So no, it's great, and I'm really looking forward to him.
What sort of ride is he?
He's a great ride. He's very straightforward. Listen, he's 12. He's there to be shot at. I just hope he get a good clear passage around, and if he's good enough, he's going to be good enough, and that's the only way you can kind of look at it. There's going to be 24 runners. There's plenty of there's a lot of horses in there that are going to be just there, so it's just trying to get a good clear passage around, and touch wood, he jumps very well, and no, the drying ground is not going to inconvenience him, so no, really looking forward to getting on him now.
And people say that confidence is a good thing, like going into a race like this. You've had 2 winners. Does that matter, or do you approach every race the same?
Yeah, confidence, of course it is. It's like anything you do. The more confident you are, the better you do it. But I was staying with Leon there during the week, and Tuesday I wasn't too confident, and Wednesday you have 2 winners.
You actually improved since you left Leon.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, you just have to get on with it and hope for the best.
Wexford hurlers have been going quite well this year. Davy Fitzgerald, the Midas touch again.
Yeah, listen, Davy is down there, and he's doing a mighty job so far. Anyway, like, they've been promoted now up to the top tier in the league, and I'd say they can't wait to get the Cats down in Wexford Park there, and I think it's June the 5th or 6th or something like that. And
that'll be some atmosphere that day.
Yeah, we'll give the Cats a run for it there now, right? Although they were mighty impressive against Tipperary the other day, so
some game of hurling.
Oh, it was unbelievable for this time of the year now, to be hurling like that. It was incredible.
And if you were to say, Leon, some sort of bet, I suppose, beyond the horse we've talked about today, is there anything that's been backed, or is there anything that you would put forward for the punters?
I don't want to be just tipping up all Irish horses, but
you put a Southfield Theatre yesterday. You were very unfortunate in a sense, and Scotor as well, Jamie. That was 2 horses who probably could have been involved in the finish.
Yeah, probably could have been. I do like Run for Dave. I thought this horse had a big chance in the Martin Pipe Donna Myler. He's 12 to 1. He's a decent each way bet. But I think probably, I'd say most people now will be looking at the big races today, Johnny, to be fair. I think, the Triumph, as Niall said earlier, you'd want to be treading carefully. It's a tricky enough contest. But I think in the Albert Bartlett, and I think in the Gold Cup, and I think on the Fringe, I think they're the three main races that lads will be getting stuck into. But I do like Run for Dave. I think he's got a squeak.
And the Castello Sforza bandwagon, Niall, has taken off.
I'm struggling to keep it together here, Johnny. I'm just looking at the big screen here behind the boys, and the non-runners came up, and the biggest handicap certainty of the week is a non-runner in Mick Jazz. I can't believe it. I'm actually absolutely devastated, I won't lie.
You were that confident on him, were you?
Well, his form at Lebec was rock solid. He'd formed tiny but top notch when he was with Harry Fry. There wasn't done much harm here yesterday. He's still only a 6-year-old. He's only had 3 runs for Gordon Elliott. I can't even believe I'm still talking about him because he's not running, but I'm absolutely devastated because he was the one I was most looking forward to all week. But we had to get over that and turn to Castello Sforza in the Martin Pipe.
And the mad thing about him is he hasn't actually won a hurdle race.
No, look, Willie's run a couple of very good horses in this race, probably horses that needed a bit of time to come to themselves, and this could be another one of those. He beat Death Duty in a bumper, which mightn't look too bad for him after a couple of races here today. I suppose he's going to have to be the one now that Mick Jazz is gone, but I am genuinely devastated Mick Jazz is not running today.
Yeah, by the time you actually watch this, Niall will have gotten over that devastation, I hope. Castello Sforza is an interesting horse, Jamie, because if you look at his bumper form and the mark he's gotten for a Martin Pipe, you could certainly make a case for him, and Battleford in the race as well.
Yeah, to be honest, Johnny, I haven't really looked at the Martin Pipe.
Jamie is actually only worried about the Foxhunters chase today. What do you make of the bumper horses last year? You had Castello Sforza, Battleford, and you obviously you're riding some of those races as well, and some of the form is stacking up now with Ballyandy and all that.
Yeah, definitely. I thought Battleford had a heavy enough year of it last year now, to be honest. But he looks off a nice enough mark, to be honest. I just wonder. Yeah, no, he's probably off a very nice mark now. I suppose maybe Phil Smith has been okay on him, but no, as I said to you, I haven't put much looking at it now. So
I think he's getting a little bit nervous ahead of On the Fringe, although that wouldn't be like Jamie Codd. Nap of the day, Niall?
Poor old Mick Jazz. No, I go with Jack Adam. I think it's a Gold Cup. It's a good competitive race, but I think he's a standout horse, and just because it's a Gold Cup doesn't mean you can't nap him. I think he's a good, solid price, great connections, all the boxes ticked. I don't know what box is unticked for him, to be honest.
I suppose the fact that he's been beaten twice in a race before, but he didn't do anything wrong either day.
Yeah, that's it. And he was beaten by 2 very good horses that are not here today. Unfortunately, it's amazing to think that you did 2 of them. Thistlecrack, Vitor could have been the first 4 in the betting here today, and unfortunately we've none of them. But that's racing, and that's the highs and lows of it, and I suppose that's why we're so enthralled by it.
And we're enthralled by this Gold Cup. Is he your nap of the day?
I'd probably have to say so, yeah. I think he'll win it. Another horse I didn't mention, I think Winter Escape for Alan King. I remember the money that went on him for the Greatwood here in November. They haven't run him since. The ground turned heavy that day, and Barry was quite easy on him when he knew he wasn't going to win. And I think he could run a big race. Alan King's horses, he had a treble at an away meeting during the week. The horse have been running okay today, and Wayne Hutchinson on board him today. I think that horse could run very well in the county hurdle too.
Jamie,
Mick Jazz is not running.
Because Mick Jazz is not running, which is disappointing for Gordon, but to be fair, 5 winners is an unbelievable achievement. He might have taken 1 or 2 at the start of the week, Jamie.
Oh yeah, listen, for any trainer they'll say just to get a winner, or jockey, it's to get a winner on the board, and that's it. And Gordon has 5 of them, so he's in bonus territory now. Obviously, I think his best runners are today. I think the Triumph Hurdle, Death Duty, and he's a few more in those handicaps there. He actually has plenty of chances today. Outlander and Gold Cup, of course, loads and loads of chances today. So he'd be disappointed if he doesn't get a winner out of some of those.
And Jamie tipped up Lebec, Fena, and you'd one other winner as well. You tipped up at a good price at the preview nights.
Cause
was probably one of his main bets. So a bit of expectation here. What's your nap of the day?
Yeah, Jack Adam, but I really like Mega Fortune in the first, or in the Triumph.
What about On the Fringe?
On the Fringe, yeah.
Try not to kibosh it now.
No, it's not. I honestly think if he has a good clear round and everything goes well, he is the best horse in the race. And I think if it ends up being straightforward enough, he'll win all right. But you just don't want to be saying anything too much there in case something goes wrong.
Will you be able to enjoy the weekend? Are you riding in points?
No, back tomorrow. Back to the day job tomorrow. Back to the point appointing, and we're back in Marilyn tomorrow, and I think I'm in the Pigeons on Sunday. So I actually did have a look at that Martin Pipe race after. There's a horse there, No Comment, Philip Hobbs's. He won the bumper there last year in Punchestown, and Mona Lee was behind him, and he's running Albert Bartlett. If he runs well now, No Comment could be well in that Martin
Form
Pipe
as well
race.
stacking up. Thanks very much for listening. We've given you a few winners, I hope, over the 3 days so far. We've one more left, and we're all hoping that On the Fringe can do it for Jamie Codd here, and that Wexford can be beaten by Galway in the Leinster Championship this year. Enjoy the day.
Boylesports will give you money back if your horse finished second or third to the SP favourite, or if your horse falls at the first or last jump on every race at Cheltenham. Plus, bet €10 with Boylesports today and get €30 in free bets. Cheltenham at Boylesports. Bring it on.